Fight fans all over the world, it's Daddy P on the corner, in the corner boxing. What? Hey, welcome to this edition of In the Corner. These particular gentlemen, Shawn Porter, Danny Garcia, there's nothing particularly new about what's going on in their corner, as both of these guys have their dad in their corner. So nothing changes there, which that's only a part of the selling point for this fight. These two guys been on the crash course ever since. Look, these guys, what they have in common, they both lost to Keith Thurman. You all remember Keith Thurman fought Shawn Porter. One thing I respect about Keith Thurman, he didn't come back and try to take a soft touch. He immediately went back and tried to unify the titles with Danny Garcia, and he succeeded. He was the holder of the WBC and the WBA World Championship titles for the welterweight division. So, because of a lot of fluke playing, good snapper, nagging injuries and surgeries, Keith Thurman did not return. And you know, it just kept being this thing and that thing. And what I was glad to see, he finally vacated the WBC. Some people say he was forced to do it. Whatever happened, he vacated the title. What this did was open up the welterweight division. And Mauricio Sulaiman originally was ordering, for those who don't know, Sulaiman, that is the president of the WBC, the World Boxing Council. He originally ordered for these guys to fight for an interim title for the WBC welterweight belt, but Keith Thurman vacated, forced to vacate, whatever, voluntary vacate. He vacated the title, and now these two gentlemen are ready to get it on for the WBC World Championship title of, you know what I'm saying, 147 pounds. Listen. So, on Friday, everything is set to move forward with a purse bid. This is according to Mauricio Sulaiman, the president of WBC. Now, what this does is it makes this thing a little more serious now. I mean, we already knew these guys, both dads are talking a little trash behind the scenes, which is good. This is good. And both guys seem like they ready to fight. But what this does is kind of make the process to where, man, hey, it's more real. I know I've been waiting every day to hear when they go officially announce this fight. At least this is some good news, a purse bid. So that just makes it a little more official. These guys been on the crash course. We basically knew this fight was looming anyway. But like I say, this makes it a little more exciting for me, because at least we have something. And so after Friday, we should know a little bit more about this Shawn Porter versus Danny Garcia fight. Now, everybody know that this welterweight division is very hot. It's heated up pretty nicely in 2018. You know, like I was saying about Keith Thurman, man, we thought, I thought Keith Thurman, I thought it was going to be promising for him, man. After he went back, he fought Shawn Porter, he ran it back, fought Danny Garcia. I say, man, this guy trying to take over the welterweight division. Like I say, he went to playing all kind of flukes and all that. Good snapper, indulging in that good snapper. You know, got married, and then it's like, man, it's just been one thing after another. You know, it just don't look like he got that hunger no more. It's easy to take a break when you got that money like that and not be hungry. But anyway, whatever happened, the welterweight division moves forward. You know, Danny Garcia, Shawn Porter, that is a premier fight for the welterweight division. Premier Boxing Champion has given us some bangers in 2018, and this one will not take a back seat. I am very excited about this fight happening. The sooner the better, you know. we got Errol Spence Jr. about to fight this summer. Look, Errol Spence Jr. fight coming up. We got, listen, we got Terrence Crawford and Jeff Horn fighting coming up this summer. Listen, right now in the welterweight division, we are on the verge of having a very distinctive welterweight division where we will have champions in place and ready to unify. Now, Keith Thurman still has that WBA strap as we speak. So, you know, I guess he probably trying to hold on to that so that once he's able to fight again, he can pull that card on one of these fighters and say, one of these champions and say, hey, let's unify. I mean, that's my take on the whole story. But man, look, how it's looking for him, man. If he don't go on and hurry up and make some kind of move, they might end up stripping him too. Y'all know Pacquiao and Matisse, however you want to say it, whatever. Pacquiao and Matisse are fighting also this summer for that WBA regular strap. And, you know, I'm thinking if I heard somebody else say this too, I can't remember who it was, man. I would shout you out, whoever said, I can't remember. I watch a lot of different boxing channels, man, so I can't remember. But what I'm thinking is, like the gentleman said, I can't remember who it was said it, but I was in agreement with that. If Keith Thurman don't hurry up and make some type of a move to show some kind of good faith move or something, you know what I'm saying, showing that he's willing to defend that WBA title, then, you know, they might elevate that Manny Pacquiao Lucas Matisse fight to the WBA Super Championship fight. You know what I'm saying? Cause see, they fighting for that regular belt. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Keith Thurman, man, you better put that flute down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because boy, look at here. Your career is in the balance. But anyway, I'm very excited, man, about this welterweight division being opened up. It was a little bit of confusion and it was a lot frustrating. I understand for these fighters, man. Shawn Porter and Danny Garcia, you know, they both got beat by Keith Thurman, so they both wanted a rematch. You know, and instead of moving forward trying to fight other competition in the talent-rich division, they were stuck on Keith Thurman. But finally, I guess both of them got tired of it. And then with all of the talk, hey, I'm glad to see that he at least vacated. That gave them an opportunity to say, hey, I want this title. One was the, you know, was supposed to be the #1 and one was the #2. So, hey, let's see it. I've been wanting to see it anyway. But after that, you know, especially when they was talking about the interim title, them guys fighting for an interim title while Keith Thurman basically was on his hiatus, and then he would be able to fight the, you know, the winner or whatever when he came back. But shoot, now they getting the straight title. But I'm thinking he's gonna be like a champion in recess or whatever. He will have an opportunity to still come back and fight for that strap when he's able to fight. So, you know. Anyway, hey man, this is just good news to me, man. It's good news for the sport of boxing. It's good news for the welterweight division. And I just want to see a definitive division, you know, where ain't no confusion and waiting and all this here. You'll have a WBC champion. You'll have a WBO champion. When these guys get through fighting Terrence Crawford and Jeff Horn, and you already, hey, Errol Spence Jr. already standing on his square. That IBF is standing strong. Listen, WBA, like I say, Keith Thurman still got it. Manny Pacquiao and Matisse will be fighting for that regular belt. So at least we will have a definitive division where there are champions in place to unify. You know what I'm saying? Because after all of these bouts, you know, the different sanctioning bodies have different rules, but usually after they fight a championship fight, they will have an opportunity for a voluntary defense where they won't have to face like the mandatory try to unify, you know, just take like a soft touch. So it still could be into 2019 before we see some real unification bouts. But hopefully it'll be the end of 2018. I mean, that's what I'm hoping for, but I'm just trying to be realistic. You know what I'm saying? I'm not advocating for that, but I'm just being realistic. That's just what usually happens, especially when you get this WBC, you know, Shawn Porter or Danny Garcia. You know, that's their flavor. They'll probably want to take a soft touch, like a voluntary defense or something, and then come back and try to unify, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I've been hearing a little something too. Errol Spence was doing the interview, and he said something to the effect that he was assured that he would get the winner of Shawn Porter, Danny Garcia. Why that might be so, it still ain't no telling when. You know, it still could be after a voluntary defense. So, you know, we might be well into 2019, but like I say, it's still good news to me, because once you have this definitive WBC, to me, I'm gonna tell you that everybody know the WBC, that very coveted green belt, is like, it is what it is. It's like the trendsetter for each division. That belt is really like the most precious belt in boxing right now. You know what I'm saying? So that belt usually sets a standard for the division. So I really want to see that belt right there settled and not all hung up with somebody talking about they playing flutes and all that and getting some good snapper. Listen, hey, shout out to Keith Thurman, man. I appreciate what you give to the sport of boxing, man. But look, thank you for vacating the WBC, because we want to see some people fighting for it. You know what I'm saying? But I hope he go ahead and return. Keith Thurman, very talented young man in the sport of boxing. But thank you for not being so selfish, at least letting go of that very coveted, precious green belt, so that these guys can fight and we will have a definitive champion right there at WBC. And know what I'm saying? Hey, look, ready to unify. But anyway, listen, they say Friday, this upcoming Friday, and like I say, I can't wait, man. Look, for this fight to really go down. I'm hoping it'll happen in these summer months, at least by August, man. You know, really July, but you know, give them guys enough time. This is a big fight for both of them. You know, there's two big names in the welterweight division, so you know, if they push it to August, I ain't gonna be mad. You know. But anyway, this Daddy P on the corner, in the corner boxing. This has been the most current edition of In the Corner. Y'all subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you can be notified every time it's going down. This Daddy P on the corner, in the corner boxing. Out of there.